Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's dive right into this. Today, we're going to map out a brilliantly structured 2,500-year-old Buddhist framework. It's found in a text called the Cūḷadhammasamādāna Sutta. Now, you totally don't need to be a Buddhist scholar to appreciate this. What we've got here is, fundamentally, an ancient blueprint for human behavior. It's designed to help us clearly evaluate the choices we make today and see exactly how they construct the peace, or the pain, of our future. It's practical, it's profound, and it's entirely relevant to the exact decisions you're going to make the moment this explainer ends. To do this, the Buddha broke down literally all human action into 4 distinct quadrants. Here's our exact roadmap. First, we'll define the 4 Dhamma Samadana. Then we'll explore present pleasure, future pain, present pain, future pain, present pain, future pleasure, and finally, present pleasure, future pleasure, before concluding with a look at our own daily choices. Section 1, the 4 Dhamma Samadana, mapping our choices. So in the ancient Pali language, Dhamma Samadana basically means adopting a practice or making a choice. And every single choice we make operates on 2 timelines, the now and the later, the present moment and the future consequence. By crossing those timelines with our 2 baseline experiences, pleasure and pain, we get this brilliantly simple matrix of 4 distinct paths of human action. It's an incredibly empowering framework to evaluate our behavior. Let's explore exactly what happens inside each path. Section 2. Present pleasure, future pain. The hedonist's trap. This first quadrant represents actions that feel incredibly good right now. They're alluring, they're easy, but man, they lead to absolutely devastating consequences down the line. The text points to individuals who completely deny this long-term cost. They claim there is no harm in sensual pleasures, arguing that the physical touch of female wanderers brings immediate happiness. They actually actively mock those who warn of future dangers, using that momentary joy to justify total sensory indulgence. Now, what's really interesting here is how the text uses a brilliant, ancient mini-thriller to explain why this mindset is so dangerous. Imagine a tiny seed of the Maluva creeper vine falling right at the base of a massive, mighty sal tree. Immediately, the tree spirits who live there just panic in absolute terror. Their friends try to calm them down, saying, "Hey, don't worry, maybe a bird will eat the seed or a forest fire will burn it." But the seed survives. It sprouts into this delicate, soft, pleasant little vine that wraps around the tree. It feels completely harmless, right? It even provides a nice canopy. But over time, that soft vine grows thick, crushes the mighty sal tree, and utterly destroys it. Just like that strangled sal tree, the ultimate consequence of chasing only short-term pleasure without looking at the future is total ruin. The text clearly states that those who fall for the soft, pleasant vine of immediate sensory indulgence will, after the body breaks up at death, face agonizing, bitter suffering in the lower realms. The pleasure was real in the present, sure, but the pain in the future is vastly heavier. Section 3. Present pain, future pain, the lose-lose path. Let's move along and see how this builds. If the first path was a trap, well, this quadrant is just a tragedy. This is the lose-lose scenario of blind, pointless suffering. The text describes extreme ancient ascetics who believed that purely punishing the body was the key to purity. I mean, they would go completely naked, eat feces and bitter roots, violently pull out their own hair by the roots, sleep on beds of sharp thorns, and bathe in freezing water 3 times a day just to torment themselves. The sheer absurdity of hurting oneself in the present is vividly captured here. And here is the truly tragic irony of this quadrant. Despite all their intense, self-inflicted pain in the present moment, despite giving up literally every comfort imaginable, the text states that this extreme path still leads right back to a state of suffering in the afterlife. Because their actions are rooted in delusion rather than wisdom, their present agony buys them absolutely no future peace. It's just pain, producing only more pain. Section 4. Present pain, future pleasure, the worthy struggle. Now this brings us to a much more hopeful, highly relatable path where the action hurts right now, but completely pays off in the end. The text provides a deeply human contrast. On one side, you have someone who's naturally prone to intense passion, quick anger, and deep delusion. To avoid acting on these toxic traits, they literally have to fight their own nature, resisting their urges with a tearful, crying face. It's tough. But on the other side, because they endure that present agony to maintain pure, perfect conduct, their ultimate long-term reward is arriving at a heavenly destination. The struggle was bitter? Absolutely. But the fruit is incredibly sweet. Section 5. Present pleasure, future pleasure, the ideal state.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate win-win scenario, reserved for those who have entirely calmed their inner fires. Unlike the person in the previous quadrant who's literally crying while fighting their urges, individuals in this quadrant are naturally free from intense greed, anger, and delusion. Because these rare individuals aren't actively battling those intense toxic passions, they simply do not suffer the present pain of resisting them. Their baseline state is already one of profound calm.
Because their minds are secluded from unskillful qualities, they're able to enter progressive, deeply pleasurable meditative states known as the jhanas. In the first jhana, they experience profound joy and happiness born of seclusion. As they quiet their thoughts, they seamlessly enter the second jhana, defined by deep inner tranquility and unified awareness. In the third jhana, that intense joy fades into a beautifully mindful equanimity. And finally, in the fourth jhana, they achieve a state of pure mindfulness, completely transcending standard earthly pleasure and pain into perfect stillness. This whole process is profoundly peaceful and deeply pleasurable right in the present moment.
So, what's the outcome of cultivating this beautiful present state? Pure, heavenly bliss. The text confirms that for these individuals, their incredible state of present joy naturally and seamlessly flows right into a positive heavenly future after the body breaks up. It is the absolute perfect alignment of a peaceful now, creating a peaceful later.
Section 6. Conclusion of our choices. So the crucial point is this. We've explored the extremes of human behavior, but this ancient text is ultimately a highly practical tool for our everyday modern lives. Every single action we take, every habit we form, and every word we speak naturally falls into one of these four archetypes. Are we the hedonist, trading our future for a momentary thrill? Are we the extreme ascetic, causing pointless anxiety and suffering with zero reward? Are we the worthy struggler, doing the hard, painful work today because we know for sure it guarantees a better tomorrow? Or are we cultivating the ideal mind, finding genuine peace in the present that naturally builds a peaceful future? I want to leave you with this provocative thought as we wrap up this explainer. Look at your own habits, look at the exact decisions sitting on your desk right now. Which of the four paths are you actively cultivating today to build peace for your future? The choices are entirely yours, but as this ancient framework clearly shows us, the consequences are already mapped out, just waiting for you. Thank you so much for learning with me today.